I'll start this one.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yo, we're here back again for the next round. All right. This is your boy Rico Slade. I'm with Nico. Nico, how we feeling, my guy?
We're feeling well. We're feeling well. I'm happy
We
to
feeling
be here with you today, man. Happy you're alive.
excellent.
You're healthy. We're good.
All right. So this man right here been pestering me about this thing just real quick off camera. So he wants to talk about The Matrix. And right now with this coming out, we're not talking about the new Matrix movie. Oh Lord, we ain't talk about
Because
that.
it was BS. It's a way. Watching it was a waste of time. The
Hey,
people
well,
who made
hey,
it wasted their time.
don't. I
We're
know
not gonna
enough,
waste our
but
time talking
don't
about the
take that from
movie.
me. Okay, please don't take that from me. Don't take that from
Now
the
I'm talking
viewers.
about the last movie only.
Okay, yeah, don't take that from the viewers. But what I'm saying is this. Uh, so Mr. Nico here, he would like to come at the Matrix from a psychological standpoint. Myself,
Sociological.
sociological, excuse me, a sociological aspect, while I myself would like to come at least approach this the Matrix from a philosophical standpoint. So since this is your topic, sir, the floor is yours.
So this is what I think about the Matrix.
Mm.
I don't think as in it's literally a Matrix or literally the aliens invading the world. That's not what I think. I
Robots, but
think
okay.
that's just the way that it makes the topic interesting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think the Matrix really is something invisible. Like you are a slave, but you just don't know it. But I don't mean that you're connected to a machine in the future. No, that's I don't think that's what the Matrix is. I think what the Matrix really represents is that the way you're set up is to think things are a certain way, to think that what you're living is a reality, but that's not true. Like, and this is why I was saying it's like sociologically, like there's people who you think have the best interests at heart and care about you, they're destroying you in the world. So all these politicians who go to all these wars, they do it for your freedom and my freedom, and
Mm-hmm.
they do it to put America in a better spot in the world. That's not what they do it. They do it to please their billionaire friends. And you think, oh, people just are in are in sad, like people are always happy and blah 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 because this is what you see in social media. It's not true. People are going through hell every single day. They just don't post themselves crying. They post themselves when they go to Paris, you know.
Okay.
So that's what I think about the Matrix. You think your reality is what you're going through, but no, like I think whether aliens do exist or not, there's people who know that, but they're just not gonna tell you. If they did exist millions ago and someone found out, they're still not gonna tell you because they want to keep you there. That's what
Yep. Broke.
But that's what I meant sociologically. I do think there's a matrix, just not in that ooh spooky way. It's just that you think you're living, you're going through something, you think your life is real, but you don't. The happiness and sadness, they're just neurons just going back and forth in your brain. It's they don't actually exist. Like things don't actually exist the way you think.
Okay, fair
That's what
enough.
I meant. That's what I meant.
All right, so I'm gonna come at this. I'm gonna give homage to my philosophy teacher back in my community college days, Dr. Bruce. I had a philosophy teacher who had not watched The Matrix at that point. I think there was already two movies out. Never seen The Matrix at this point. We saw, he saw 1984 and the Animal Farm and all that, and we talked about, the aspects of Aristotle and Plato and whatnot. And the class had to tell him to go watch The Matrix. Actually, it was me and my brother Jay. We had to put him onto The Matrix. He went and watched it over the weekend. And when he came back, he had an entirely brand new curriculum. So there was that. The reason why, in my opinion, and a lot of opinions, that the Matrix, the original Matrix, are really philosophical is because they talk about the social constructs of our understanding, the individual versus the public, the our society construct. There's the allegory of the cave. The allegory of the cave is those who are in the cave in the dark, are comfortable in the dark, but when they are exposed to information, the light, they shun away from it. The allegory of the cave. Once you leave the cave, going against the grain, going against what you knew in the dark, you are now open to knowledge, and that knowledge allows you to be
Because
free.
you're not just seeing the shadows on the rock.
Exactly. So now you're free to see what's up. Now there is fear in that, fear of the unknown. It comes with the same aspect of, say, in the Bible, the tree of good and evil. You should not eat of that fruit because you will become with the knowledge of God. And coming with the knowledge of God comes with the responsibilities that come with having that knowledge, truly knowing what's good and what's evil, which is a heavy amount. Now, when you say, you know, when it comes to sociological, the powers that be keep information away from you. Yeah, you don't really want to know about in the Matrix. It's the machines. You really don't want to know about the machines being in control. You really don't want to know what's in your food. You really don't want to know what's going on in your air. You really don't want to know because it would put everybody into mass hysteria and panic. That's a sociological aspect. But that philosophical aspect of saying the few must control the many and keep them under wraps so there's not utter chaos is going from a Stoic to an Epicurean translation in our society. So when they say that the educated man is the most dangerous man, when we live in our society, ignorance is pumped on us. We're kept in the dark because when you're kept in the dark, you're like a sheep. You're easily led. But those who are well informed, I'm talking about well informed, just not informed with information, but you're intuitively informed. You actually know what's going on. You know what's going on from the high level to the low level. You're harder to control because you cannot be manipulated. You cannot be coerced. You cannot be in the Matrix. Yeah, you're outside the Matrix. And if you watch the movie in the Matrix, when you get to choose the red pill or the blue pill, that's a philosophical argument. Do you want to go back to the darkness of the cave, or do you want to be exposed to the truth? Now, when you get exposed to the truth, you can't go back to what it used to be. You can't go back to the comforts of the Matrix. You're now free. And then what did Neo find? He found that the world was destroyed. Robots controlled everything, and the food that you ate was slop. It wasn't all peaks and rosiness. It was horrible. And one of my favorite characters in the Matrix was the Monrovian, the Mongolian, the Frenchman, and he was a machine that was he loved even though he was a equation. He loved the vices of humanity. He loved the debauchery of humanity because it felt good. It was the most extreme. He loved it as an equation. It was, and that's the polar aspects of humanity. Why are we hedonistic? Why do we give way to anarchy and destruction? Why does that satisfy a part of our animal or lizard brains? Because it's part of us. You know, why do the machines love order, but they also need chaos? That's essentially the human beings. The machines were absolutely no better in the end. Once they became self-aware, they could not be better than us because they got the knowledge of what? God. They became self-aware. They could understand logic and understanding emotion and whatnot. There was a part in I think in the third movie where there was two programs that had
I didn't even understand the ending of. The architect Matrix didn't come out, but I didn't even understand the ending.
Now the part with the architect, you got to watch that a lot of times about how many times it destroyed the Zion and whatnot. But there was
the fifth time or something.
But then when the parents put their daughter on the train, she was a program, and he tried to explain the understanding the concept of love, and he was like, I understand the concept, but it's a concept. It's an equation. I know I feel love. I know there is love, but I'm an equation. And it was trying to understand it from that perspective of how it's a philosophical argument. What motivates us to do what we do in the space that we do it amongst our society? What motivates us as an individual to be part of the greater portion, to be part of the herd, to break away from the herd? There are sociological aspects of it. The reality that I'm an individual amongst a group, but there are philosophical. I think, therefore I am. The realization of being part of a group, the realization that I'm in the Matrix, the realization that everybody else might be asleep and I'm woke, the realization that I can't fight this system. I have to bring this system, or I have to become part of the system, or greater the system, or I am the system. Those are the philosophical arguments that are found in the Matrix. Breaking away. Even Agent Smith found out, but when he became viral, he realized that he was stuck in the Matrix as well, and he was part of the construct. but he didn't want to be there. He hated it. He didn't want to be part of it. He's like, it's a zoo. He said, I smell it. There is such a thing. He didn't want to be part of it. And he was starting to break apart from the construct because he had now the wisdom and knowledge of man, or the knowledge of God. He had become aware. So it's a philosophical aspect that encompasses within the sociological aspect. Sociological, our part of society. Philosophical, the understanding of our part in society. So it's all intertwined. It's all there, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So another way to explain it, which is, I guess, what I should have said at the beginning, was the whole thing with how some people call the people they're sheep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. If you're a sheep, then you're in the matrix. If you're not a sheep, then you step outside of the matrix. And the thing is, like you say, you can't go back because now you know,
Yeah. You know what I would
and
tell
that's
you?
what makes or breaks you.
I know I would tell you. Have you ever watched the movie Inception?
Yeah, the one with the dreams.
Yeah. So that would be Matrix 2.0. In my opinion, to be able to control going down into different levels of awareness. That would be where Matrix, you would be freed from the Matrix into the world that the sky was burned, only to realize that that was a dream, and there are multiple layers to reality through Inception. So I think I think there was an
That's the
article.
thing about Inception. I didn't. The movie was cool, and of course, I understood what they were doing, but I was trying to depict a message from the movie, like the Matrix, for example. You can say, it is the sheep. Like, people don't know they're in the Matrix, but
Mhm.
Inception was amazing. I'm sure there are a lot of plot holes. If I understood a little better, I would eliminate a lot of them. But I still
Yeah.
didn't get the one message from it. Like, wow, this really made me think. Like, that's not. I guess I didn't understand it well enough.
Well, Inception was a lot of two main points. Do you really know what real is? Do you really know what reality is? Because the whole time we're watching a group of people manipulate someone else's perception of something on different layers. But at the end of the day, when Leonardo DiCaprio saw the train come through and he saw the top, he said he spins it to make sure that everything is real.
When they ended.
In the ending, you see that maybe everything we watched wasn't really going on. You might have been in a dream yourself, watching through his eyes. So it was a reflection of, philosophically, do you even know what reality is? Are you in a dream? Are you trapped? Are you watching this through the eyes of someone trapped? And it's like, man, we could talk about the multiverse, about what is reality, multiple
Man,
realities.
it was no joke. On my way home, I was watching videos from what's his name, Degrassi Tyson, some Neil something,
The other guy's
about
Tyson
the
Young.
multiverse. Because, man, this damn Avengers movies.
Bruh, the string theory, and the most the most recent Superman, Lord
Makes
have
you
mercy,
think.
sorry. Man,
Makes you
forget make
think.
you think, man. When I watched the recent Spider-Man, I almost cried a couple times. Just the depth of the story. But that's a whole nother thing, man. You
Oh, do
got
you have Disney Plus?
No, I do not have
You
Disney
haven't
Plus.
watched Loki?
Nah, that's a lot. But look, we're getting off track. We're getting off
Loki,
subject.
no, 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 look.
Getting off
Loki is
subject.
another main. No, no, I'm not even changing the subject. Loki is literally another Matrix, another Inception. It makes you actually think about, whoa, what the hell did I just watch?
Yeah, because it has to do with the time stream, and when he touched the Tesseract and all that, and this whole other organization that
It
is
makes you.
humans
It makes
outside
you
of everything.
think.
But
It makes you think. It just makes you think. So I'm thinking of all these concepts, and going back to to the Matrix, like what are these things, like what's another universe, what's a dream, what's another dimension? Because if I have a dream in my head since I was a kid, and then I'm 30 and I'm accomplished and I'm living my dream, but am I living like a dream? So is this not real? Is it gonna end? Like, what? It's just a lot of. It's just a
I
lot
will.
of. It gets into
I'll
philosophy and meaning and all that.
I'll say this to wrap up. Because of the amazing ability of man to have cognitive ability and have imagination, I will say this: anything that man has ever imagined and seen is possibly occurring in another reality, some other realm, another part of the galaxy, somewhere in the universe, in another universe. So I shudder to think about like the movies, the alien movies, the xenomorphs. I hate those things. That's probably the only thing in a scary movie I've ever been afraid of is xenomorphs. To think that somewhere in a universe, those things are real. Somewhere Tony Stark actually exists, just the way we saw him with all the technology. Just to think that there's warp drives and Star Trek somewhere. Just to think that while we don't realize it in our universe, maybe presently right now, it is fully being realized in another universe somewhere else. Every movie we've ever produced is a direct representation of some other reality. There's probably a reality where you and I are having this exact same conversation, 5 minutes delayed, or something different happens, something very minute, an atom is out of its place. There can be that many different alternate realities strung together. Man, this was supposed to start off as The Matrix, talking about philosophical versus sociological. Man, this has been a great talk.
Same crap, just talking about other things.
Yeah.
What my point is, for me to bring that up, my point is, let me ask you, do you think The Matrix says a lot about real life?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Do you think what's the other one? Inception says a lot about real life?
Quite possibly, I would say so.
Right. So if you have evidence that you're being shown the truth as, let's be honest, a joke, because that's what a movie is supposed to be.
Okay.
Then what if you're trying to be told the truth through other movies? That's it. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that brings us to another great work of Hugo Weaving, which be V for Vendetta. But boss, I got to get up out of here, man. Nico, well, we putting these things away, man. You coming up with all these beautiful topics, man. What can I say?
All right, man. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you, Rico, for hosting this podcast. Guys, leave it in the comments down below. Are we crazy? Is it real? How real is it? What's a dimension? What's a universe? Is this going on right now? Am I somewhere in Colombia having fun and getting drunk? I don't what's going on. Maybe I'm also simultaneously in Paris, you know, I don't know, having fun, being a billionaire. Maybe I am Tony Stark. Let us know in the comments down below. Like the comment, subscribe to our channel, go back to our channel, watch all the other videos, and share it. Have a good one. Thank you, Rico. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Yo.